Hello everybody, it's Mr. Joseph again, and this time we're going to just practice factoring and finding zeros. Look at number 3, everybody. This is a classic case of factor by grouping. I group the first two terms and then the next two terms. So x cubed and x squared, what can I take out of each one? That's going to be x squared. X squared times what gives me x cubed, x squared times what gives me negative x squared minus 1. And if you don't believe me, you can do your arrows and see if it takes you back to where you started. Next stop is negative 9x and plus 9. So I always tell people in this slot right here, you always have to take out something. So if that means a 1, if that's all they have in common, then cool. But you have to take a number out. In this case, we have negative 9x and plus 9. If you see that negative 9, everybody, a negative sign, sorry, you want to make sure to always take out that negative sign. And then 9x and 9 have a 9 in common, so you can take out a negative 9. Negative 9 times what gives you negative 9x? X. Negative 9 times what gives you positive 9 minus 1. If you did it correctly, these will be the same. And next, we're going to take what's on the outside, which I'll highlight green since I already kind of started that. You're going to put what's in green together. And then you're going to copy one of the smiley faces. But you're going to notice that sometimes you're not finished because you see a difference of squares. Also, the question says find the zeros. So let me make sure I'm setting all of this equal to 0. So how do you break down x squared minus 9? What two numbers multiply to negative 9 and add to 0? That's going to be negative 3 and positive 3. And then we still have the x minus 1. Then you're going to take each one, set them equal to 0, and then do the operation that's the opposite, and then call it a day. And these are your zeros for this problem. Pretty neat. So factor by grouping is fun. You just got to make sure to follow steps and make sure that you're breaking something down all the way. So if I did number 4 would be pretty similar. X cubed plus 6x squared is x squared. You got x plus 6. Negative 4x and minus 24. If I see a negative sign in the front, I take out a negative sign. And then 4 and 24 are both divisible by 4, so I take a 4 out. Negative 4 times what gives me negative 4x? X. Negative 4 times what gives me negative 24? 6. Smiley faces. Highlight what's on the outside. Put that together. Copy one of the smiley faces. Check to see if I can break anything down. I see x squared minus 4. That's x plus 2, x minus 2. And I got to set these all equal to 0. And then for this case, I'm just going to write x equals negative 2, x equals 2, and x equals negative 6, which is negative 2, 0, 2, 0, and then negative 6, 0. So I hope you see that as we keep practicing and doing problems, the pace, the swagger is increasing, even though nobody says swagger, but you get the point. If you keep doing it over and over again, you recognize the patterns, you get faster at this. All right, let's get to number 5. It's one of my favorite problems just because the 2 and the 3 really trip people up. So what can you take out of 2x cubed plus 3x squared? You can't take a number out because 2 and 3 are both prime. So all you can take out is x squared. X squared times what gives you 2x cubed? 2x. X squared times what gives you 3x squared plus 3. I see a plus sign, so I take a plus sign out. And then 8 and 12 are both divisible by 4. And then this time you're going to get 2x plus 3. take out what's on the outside. Smiley face, 2x plus 3. We're done because the question says factor. You're not required to find zeros. Last question. This one is really interesting how you can take this. You technically could just factor by grouping if you wanted to right away. But what I notice is that all of them have an x squared in common. So I'm just going to go ahead and take an x squared out. And I'm using a bracket, and you'll see why soon. So x squared times what gives me 3x to the 5th. That's 3x to the 3rd minus 2x to the 3rd minus 15x to the 2nd. That's funny because I just did that wrong. Sorry. So don't forget, everybody, I took out 2 x's, so this technically should have been 2x squared. I'm sorry. X squared times what gives me negative 15x cubed. That's minus 15x. X squared times what gives me 10x squared. That's plus 10. So now I'm still going to do factor by grouping, but now I've taken out an x squared out of everything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my parentheses around my first 2 and my second 2. Once again, I'm leaving the x squared on the outside alone. So you see that x squared is still there chilling. Now I'm focusing on what's inside. So 3x cubed minus 2x squared, they both have an x squared in common. So I'm going to have a 3x minus 2 minus 15x and 10 they both have 5 in common. So I'm going to get a 3x minus 2 again. Use my blue, close this bracket down. Highlight these two because these two will become together. Smiley face is under here because I know these two ended up being the same. I still have the x squared on the outside. I put my greens together. And then I copy one of my smiley faces. And then now I don't even need the bracket because the bracket was just to remind me that that x squared was by itself from the beginning. And this is your final answer and destination. Thank you for following. I hope this was helpful. Leave any tips or feedback below. Take care.